friends, welcome back to playing tribute to Ace Attorney Investigations 2, Prosecutor's Path, fan translation, where we are still in the middle. We're still in the middle of the case. This has been a weird, short, little bits and pieces case, but I guess it's made sense. I don't know. We're just gonna go. You guys know what's going on. Not much has happened last time. We found out that, that Catherine Hall was the reason that the sculptures melted. So, yeah, and we learned the true identity of Isaac Dover. So I guess things have happened. What are you doing here, Kate?
Monsieur Shields and Monsieur Edgeworth. Allow me to apologize once again for all the trouble I caused you yesterday.
Miss Hall looks a bit tired. Has Von Karma finished interrogating you?
Yes, aside from what happened to the ice sculptures, I was not at fault for anything else.
You also here to meet with Mr. Jeff, Kate?
Yes, I am worried about how he is holding up.
Bad? Detective Bad, why are you here?
I just happened to be here. I'll be heading to the crime scene soon.
I don't think this is the place that people happen to be, though. His hair has gone completely white. What in the world? Hello? I don't remember what I used for his voice either. I think it was just really chill and deep and happy. But I don't know whether I can do it happy now. Oh my goodness, look at his eyes. He looks scary, actually. His scared and blank expression is terrifying. Master Jeff, what happened to you?
Oh no, Monsieur Master, why do you look so poor?
I didn't get much sleep last night. The tribulation known as questioning was rather harsh. I'm just a little exhausted. And they didn't let you sleep. Even for an interrogation, that's going too far, Detective Bad. The detective in charge of the initial investigation was also in charge of the interrogation. I don't like Von Karma's methods, but this was all I could do. He was the one who brought me here. It seems I'm supposed to be interrogated for a little bit longer, though. It seems that Detective Bad is looking out for Mr. Master on his own way. So shall we inform Mr. Master about what happened yesterday, Raymond? Yes, sir! I got all my memos right here. Do you, or did you eat them all? Maybe it's like carbon paper. Mr. Master, we would like to inform you about yesterday's investigation. Yes, thank you very much. Please go ahead. Master Jeff, it's almost like your spirit's gone. My sugar levels are low, so I might not seem like my usual energetic self.
Monsieur Master.
Do we have anything that can give his spirit and his glucose a boost? Yeah, we do, actually. We have those, candies. Can we give them to him through the glass? Oh, those chocolates. Are you giving them to me?
Oh, those chocolates are...
If possible, I would like to give them to you immediately. But it's against the rules to give anything to the suspects in the detention center. I see. Regrettably, if those are the rules, then there's nothing we can do about it. Bad, don't you have a lollipop? Are you sure there's no way we can give them to him? Detective Bad, looks like he's noticed what we're trying to ask of him. I'll inspect the chocolates, and if there are no problems, I'll think about it. Detective Bad, thank you very much. Alright, I knew we could count on you, Detective Bad. I am truly in your debt. Wait right here. Take it. Thank you very much. Not a word to anyone else who cause problems for me later. Yes, of course. I apologize for making you go through so much trouble. Now I shall partake in eating these delicious delights at once. Sorry for asking you to do something so dangerous, Detective Bad. I only did
what I wanted to do.
Why can't you just be honest here, Detective?
Oh, how sweet. It's like I've come back to life. Oh, did Kate make these chocolates?
Yes, sir. I did. How does it taste?
Melts in your mouth, not in your hand. Wait, isn't that the M&M's line? Sweet chocolates melting in my mouth. So sweet, so divine.
Thank you for the tasty treat.
Oh, they're a bit misshapen, but so sweet and delicious. Thank you.
I'm so glad that you enjoyed it.
And above all, it helped you regain your spirits. Thank you for your concern. The food they serve here has been absolutely tasteless. And combined with the lack of sleep, I was thoroughly exhausted. Is food here that bad?
Just salt beef and stew. Around prison fare.
That's odd. I really could not taste anything.
Whatever. I'm about to head out to the crime scene.
Please wait, Detective Bad. Can you give us any new information?
Yeah, I think I can. We've identified the victim. Just as you said, Isaac Dover was a sculptor who worked in France. Seemed he went by the name Pierre Hoquet.
Isaac Dover was Pierre Hoquet? How could that be?
Monsieur Pierre Hoquet.
So Pierre Hoquet wasn't actually French, huh?
Which is likely why he never showed himself in public while he worked under that name. Zodiac sculptures. They were his masterpieces, it seems. Although they will remain forever unfinished.
Unfinished, even though they were his masterpieces?
It seems he worked on them by season. Once he finished, the remaining winter constellations, his work would be done.
Huh? The winter constellations are Taurus and Gemini, right?
So those ice sculptures were his final pieces.
It is heartbreaking that they melted.
I cannot apologize enough.
No, I wasn't blaming you or anything.
Also, Dover was infamous for being greedy. He would charge hundreds of thousands just to make a single sculpture. It seemed like he always had money troubles. The murder might be related to that, but it's still an investigation.
So he had money problems, even though he was a famous artist?
Do you know why he entered the dessert contest? Not yet. He kept it a secret, even from his family. See. It's time. I'm bringing in the replacement guard. I can't hang around here any longer than I have.
Yes, I understand. Let's meet again later. Still have to talk to, Masters anyway.
That detective is a kind soul. Indeed. He never strays from his own beliefs. He truly has a strong will.
But he's pretty scary when you first meet him.
I see. Tell me everything that happened yesterday? Of course. Allow me to give you a report for our investigation. So this is what happened. I'm sorry for the trouble Kate has caused you.
I am truly very sorry.
You've no need to worry so long, as you have told the truth, Miss Hall. Mr. Master, would you mind if I asked you a few questions as well? Yes, I shall divulge all that I know. Alright, here we go. Please tell us about the other 3 contestants in the final round of your contest. Let's see. Ms. Delicious's desserts had a fantastic design. However, she broke the rules, so I could not recognize her as the winner. Up until the semi-finals, Mr. Gustavia's flavors and design were to my liking. Unfortunately, both the taste and appearance of his finals entry left much to be desired. And there was something strange about his dessert in the semi-finals. Something strange. Both Mr. Gustavia's and Mr. Dover's desserts had the exact same taste. Interesting. They had different designs, but in terms of taste, it was like eating the same thing. What did they look like? There should be a picture of them in my mansion.
Please allow me to show you later.
Certainly. Thank you very much. And then there was Mr. Dover's Sherwood sculptures. Oh, they were absolutely heavenly. did you have a chance to taste his creations? If I recall correctly, his body was discovered in the middle of the judging. Yes, but it was not informed of this until after the judging had finished. Since he was not present in the room, I helped myself to a piece of his edible lyre. It was fantastically delicious. I was so moved I broke into song. Wait a moment, please. Did you say the lyre was delicious? Okay, he can't taste salt for some reason. Because he's like, the food here is tasteless, and he couldn't taste the salt in the lyre. Could you please give us a little more detail about that? You ate the lyre from the sculpture in Mr. Dover's room, correct? Yes, the one that was in the same glass case as the Gemini sculpture. Please have a look at this picture, Mr. Master. Did you eat from this lyre that's missing the strings? Yes, that lyre originally had strings. However, I ate them all, resulting in what you see here in this picture. So the strings on the lyre were missing because he ate them. Actually, Delicia ate part of the same lyre that you did. However, she said it was so salty that she could not eat it. You don't say. That means there might be a problem with my sense of taste, after all. A problem with your sense of taste? How so? There's a taste disorder called hypobuiza, in which you lose the ability to taste salt. Is that real? I'm gonna do a quick Google search while I'm continuing this game, because I'm curious now if that's actually a real thing that people have. Perhaps I've contracted this illness. I just never realized it since I eat nothing but sweets. However, I now know with certainty. It is real. Reduced ability to taste things. Sweet, sour, bitter, or salty substances. The complete lack of taste is referred to as ageusia. Causes of hypogeusia. Huh. Interesting. So that's why he couldn't tell what the food they served here tasted like.
No, for a pastry chef to lose their sense of taste is fatal.
Even if there is treatment for taste impairments, there isn't a cure for it yet. But it's probably best that you let the police know so you can receive a medical examination. No, that won't be necessary. There's a recipe in my mansion specifically for making the cure. Wait, have you been making the cure this entire time? I don't understand. Recipe drug that will cure your taste impairment? Yes, please look for it later when you return to the mansion.
Monsieur Master, but that means revealing the...
Kate, we should no longer conceal it from Mr. Gregory.
Yes, sir, I understand. If that is what you wish.
A recipe for a special drug. Just what are they hiding?
Well then, I must be returning to the mansion now, so I will take my leave.
Yes, we'll be heading there later as well. Kate.
What is it, Monsieur Master?
You should not live for my sake. You should reconsider your lifestyle, so that you can live by yourself even if I were no longer around.
Please do not say things like that. I simply cannot live without you, Monsieur Master. I promise to wait for you until you return. Excuse me.
Kate? Catherine. Master Jeff, Kate was crying. Why did you say something so cruel? I'm worried about her. Catherine always puts me before herself. What do you mean? She collects Pierre Huquet's works and makes sweets. All to make me happy, nothing more. That is the only reason she does anything. She always puts aside her own preferences and things that she wants to do herself. I want Catherine to choose to live her own life. I do not want her to waste her valuable life because of me. Is that so? He thinks of Miss Hall as his own daughter, and he would want his children to choose their own path in life. And a parent would do anything to protect their own child. That feeling, I also know it well. Well, that should do it for the questions. We must return to the scene of the crime. It's already time to leave, I see. So will my tribulations of questioning resume? We should take measures against their interrogations from our side as well. Can you ask the police about that? I can, but I have other ways in mind as well. When the time comes... Oh, you are a dependable man. I shall be counting on you.
Master Jeff, we'll come here every day with reports of our progress. And we'll bring Kate, too.
Yes, thank you very much. I shall be looking forward to it. Mr. Master, know that the police will be attempting to get you to confess. I'm sorry to ask an innocent soul like yourself to bear with these painful experiences. But please hold on for now. If you confess, I am positive that Von Karma will use that to his advantage.
I just noticed that he has like that little cowlick in the back of his hair, like right over here. And Miles has that too. It's just noticing things.
And that will make helping you all that much more difficult. I understand. I shall do my best. If you believe in me until the bitter end, I will definitely get you out of here.
But he doesn't. He's gotta fall in the fountain.
Detective Bad, thank you for helping us earlier.
Yes, thank you! There's no need to be shy about it.
Enough about that. I suppose you intend to investigate today, too. Of course, we still need more information to prove Mr. Master's innocence. I'm sorry, but apart from this patio, you're not allowed to investigate anywhere else.
What? So you're saying we can't investigate?
I'm guessing this is Von Karma's doing. Yeah. Von Karma's a bit on edge at the moment. He still hasn't received the autopsy report. Moreover, the only ones in this mansion are Miss Hall and police. So don't get your hopes up. I'm speaking with people independent in this case.
Von Karma's being completely unreasonable. He's gone too far.
Detective Bad, what do you intend to do? I promised. I'll do anything I can to assist you. You have my thanks.
We won't let any of Von Karma's dirty tricks get the best of us.
Detective Bad, is it alright if we investigate the fountain patio? Yes, but we've already finished checking everything, except for the fountain. That's fine. As long as there's still something, I shall continue investigating.
Hey, we haven't investigated in a while.
These angel statues look like they're eating chocolate fondue. Let's see, these angel statues are also Pierre Hoquet's works. As expected, they're very well made. Looks just like the real thing. So you've seen a real angel before, Detective Bad? Defense attorneys. Always the first to find fault with everything. Perhaps that's what's wrong with me. It's a drum in the shape of a cake. Probably used in a piece of cake. Detective Bad, about this drum. It's already been investigated. The inside is hollow. But there's no sign that anything was hidden inside. It's not related to the case. You knew exactly what I was going to say. I may have a sweet tooth, but that doesn't mean I have candy for brains.
Okay, dude.
What an amazing trophy. It's probably Master's. World's greatest pastry chef. Oh. It's also made out of candy. Doesn't seem like it would last long. Honor and glory don't last long. I think that's the lesson here. I don't think it's quite as deep as that.
I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to be investigating around here. Many of the trophies Master has received are placed here. Besides dessert contests, there are also awards for his charity work. An evident display of both his skill and character. Oh, sorry, that's still Gregory. This trophy is to recognize the TV program Piece of Cake for giving children hopes and dreams. Hopes and dreams. Now I want to see it too. Alright. Oh, hey, there you are. Hi. Hi, friend. Miss Hall, I've come to investigate today.
Monsieur Edgeworth, I apologize for my disgraceful behavior earlier.
Kate, she still looks a bit down. What Master said earlier must have been a real shock to her.
I prepared a photo I took of the desserts during the
Wow. It's because of the accent. Ah!
I proposed a photo I took of the desserts during the semifinals.
I shouldn't even try. Why do I keep trying?
Please take a look.
Oh. How pretty. There's a phoenix and a unicorn. Yeah, that's a unicorn. And then, like, butterflies or whatever on the back. But of course, Alicia is not using candy. Wow, delicious! Oh, wow, delicious cake is so cute!
Monsieur Master also praises the design of Delicious work very highly. Messieurs Gustavia and Dover's work gained high praise for both taste and design, but Monsieur Master said it felt like he was eating the exact same thing twice.
It actually looks like the exact same thing. Like, I can see the bird, like the unicorn's horn is the bird's beak, and then its tail, and its like little feather things in the mane.
But it seems as though desserts have completely different tastes for the finals.
Was there anything else that was different between the finals and the semifinals?
It's nothing major, but there was something. During the contest, Monsieur Gustavia's son always came to see him, but there was no sign of him at the finals.
His son came to visit. I wonder if there's any significance behind that. Would you mind leaving this photo with me?
Certainly. Anything to aid the investigation. And here's the recipe book that contains a special drug for curing taste disorders.
That cover looks familiar. Yeah. Wasn't that framed in Master's room?
Since it's also a surprise for the contest, we put it out on display.
Ah, so the contest prize, Angel's recipe, wasn't just a recipe for desserts.
That's right. We've informed the participants, but it seems you all don't know yet.
So the participants knew about the true contents of the Angel's recipe. That's interesting. Maybe that explains why Delicious Scones wanted it. Miss Hall, please tell me all you know about the Angel's recipe. And does it have anything to do with Normalium or Fatalium? So the Angel's recipe contains the formula for the drug.
Yes, it is a recipe book for new drugs that haven't been released to the public yet. If sold to a pharmaceutical company, I'm sure it would fetch a substantial price.
Why is something like that a prize in the contest?
Monsieur Master is the only heir to the chairman of the Master Group.
Master Group? That name sounds familiar. They're a pharmaceutical company who deal with a wide range of products. Aha! They become big news recently with the release of Cold Killer X. Hey, Cold Killer X. I often use Cold Killer products. But I've never once seen you with a cold. I would like to hear more about the Master Group. Maybe because the Cold Killer X works. Then again, maybe it works on Raymond. It did not work on Phoenix. Did Mr. Master not want to follow his parents' footsteps?
Monsieur Master wanted to bring joy to people with his desserts. His parents also wanted him to become great pastry chef and supported him. When his parents died, the recipe book was left to him as his inheritance.
Why would he give away a memento of his parents as a prize in the contest?
There were always people who were after it. Something which troubled Monsieur Master. But his giving away some memento would have been disrespectful to his parents. So he decided to pass it over to someone he acknowledged.
And the members of the Master Group approved of that. Information about the new drugs being passed on to outsiders.
Of course they objected. That's why Delisha participated in the contest. On the order of the Master Group, she was requested to win the championship.
You knew Delicia's true identity from the start.
Yes, in order for her to win, I told her Monsieur Master's tastes and preferences.
Why did you help her?
I helped her in order to protect Monsieur Master and the Master Group. If the drug recipes were given to another company, he would be reprimanded by the board. I wanted to return the recipes to the company in a way that Monsieur Master would accept.
So it was due to Miss Hall's help that Delicia was able to reach the finals.
Speaking of which, Mr. Dover wasn't a pastry chef either. He sure did well to make it to the finals, considering he's just a sculptor. Sculptor? Not a sculpture. He's not a sculptor.
Yes, for him to be able to make such fine desserts despite being a sculptor.
From the sherbet sculptures he made for the finals, it's clear to see that he has great talent, but could he really have made that by himself?
That is all I know.
He definitely stole from Gustavia.
Is there anything else I can do to help?
To save Mr. Master, she's trying to help as much as she can. May we perhaps have some more of that tea from yesterday, please, Miss Hall? I'm sure that will help us get on with the investigation.
Yeah, I'd like some of Kate's tea too.
Right, understood. I'll be back in a minute.
Kate looks a bit better now. Cool, alright. What's happening here? Is that a map?
The owner of the works in each room are written on this notice board. From the left, Mr. Master, Mr. Gustavia, Mr. Alicia, and Mr. Dover.
And that's why everybody thought that that was the winter room, because that's where Mr. Dover's room was during this.
Incidentally, it would seem the board is also made of candy. Do they plan to eat all of the stuff when the contest is over?
I'm starting to picture more like a gingerbread house where you don't really want to eat it because people like touch it. Like the fancy gingerbread houses, not like your own gingerbread house. I would hope that you'd be able to eat your own gingerbread house. But by then it's also stale. That'd be very interesting. Harp and some maracas are lined up here. They're so exquisitely crafted. I can't tell from looking at it if they are sweets or the real thing. I'd like to touch them, but that would go against the rule of preserving privacy. Keep your hands off them. I already checked their village rules. But if you can't tell by looking, how did you know they were real without touching them? Indeed, I didn't touch them. Not with my hands. What'd you do, kick it? Surely not. No, I'm overthinking it. Where does this elevator go? To the second floor. Master and Hall's quarters. Apparently on their days off, Master makes candy and holds tea parties upstairs. But if it's a nice day, they probably have it in the gardens or something. That sounds nice. I'd like an invite when the case is over. Would you like to come too, Detective Bad? You're wasting your breath. I don't fraternize with attorneys. Alright, dude. Whatever. Investigation is underway. Only authorized personnel beyond this point. Aren't I authorized personnel? Sorry! Authorized personnel are prohibited too. So that means no one can enter. These Von Karma's orders. I can't stand that guy. Yeah, but he's gonna say the same thing. Alright. Reindeer? This leads to Gustavia's room. There's a reindeer by the door. According to the nameplate, it's made entirely of candy. Such splendid antlers. Very manly. But a male reindeer's antlers fall off during the winter.
so this must be a female. You lawyers, always giving out useless information. What does that have to do with being a lawyer? Maybe I have to investigate each of them? Maybe? It's a figure of Santa Claus. I suppose it's also made of candy. Behind that door is Master's room. The Santa is probably another one of his works. Santa, huh? I wonder what I should get my son for Christmas this year. I think he said he wanted an attorney's badge. Wonder if I could ask Mr. Master to make him one out of candy. Oh, that would be adorable. This makes me so sad. Continuing on. Snowman. This leads to delicious room. Snowman here is rather eye-catching. It's made from powdered sugar. Powdered sugar. He's staring at it quite intently. I hope he's not thinking of sneaking a taste. It's a Christmas tree made out of table sugar. Thanks to these decorations, this place is murderous. Even a single ant made it inside. It would be terrible. Indeed, if ants got in here, it would be disastrous. No, I wanted to talk to the forensics dude. There we go. What are you investigating exactly? Sir, I'm testing the water in the fountain for foreign matter, sir. Have you found anything? It seems there's both chocolate and sherbet mixed in the fountain of water. It matches the chocolate from Jeff Master's room and the sherbet that melted in Isaac Dover's room. They all share the same composition. The fountain water circulates through the streams that flow from each of the 4 rooms. Oh, that was bad, sorry. Perhaps the melted sherbet flowed into the fountain. Also, someone's blood was detected as well. What are you saying? How could there have been blood in the fountain? Detective Bad, please think back to our investigation of the crime scene. Detective Bad, please look at the crime scene carefully. Oh, they took the blood and put it in the fountain! The blood disappeared from the crime scene. Also, part of the treasure chest was missing too. Perhaps the blood in the fountain belongs to this person. Isaac Dover, the victim. I don't know what else you expected me to say. The victim. Let's run a comparison with the blood from this murder weapon. Sounds so magical. It's a match. The blood in the fountain is Dover's. Wonder why the criminal spilled the victim's blood into the fountain. We've gathered information about all the contestants, and yet we still haven't heard Gustavia's side of the story. Right, because Von Karma stopped him. Just a moment ago. What exactly was he doing in Mr. Dover's room? And moreover, something is odd about his semi-final entry. Pastry chef bad at design, and a sculptor skilled only at designing. It would have been extremely difficult for either of them to win the contest alone. Could it be that Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover's connection is... Detective Bad, we have a reason to suspect the actions of Dane Gustavia. Yeah. It's imperative that we find a way to contact him at once. I don't know who's talking here. Oh, this conversation is most interesting. Is it Gustavia? Oh, this conversation is most interesting. No. He was my second guess, though. Oh, this conversation is most interesting. However, I cannot allow you to speak with Mr. Gustavia. On Karma, I've already conducted my interrogation of him. It's not necessary for him to speak any further, especially to a mere defense attorney. But I will answer your questions in that fool's place. And you'll be honest about it? Doubtful! It seems Mr. Von Karma intends to prevent me from meeting Gustavia in person. I understand. In that case, I have but one thing to ask you. Yes. I would like to know the relationship between Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover. Gustavia and Dover's relationship is obvious. The only relationship they had was that they happened to participate in the same contest. That's it? There's nothing more to say.
What? How are we supposed to understand anything from so little?
If we want Von Karma to divulge the truth, we have no choice but to present evidence. It's all too obvious that he's hiding something. This is just one line. Are you sure Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover aren't linked in some way? Do not interrupt me with your baseless allegations. If we were in court right now, I'd have you held in contempt. I don't think Von Karma has that kind of authority, though. Von Karma is famous for having even the judges wrapped around his finger.
What? That's insane.
Seems like it won't be easy to go against him in court. Prosecutor Von Karma, please continue your arguments. It may have been a coincidence that the two participated in the same contest. However, you can't say for sure that they weren't connected. Defense attorney, how many times must I tell you? If you have no evidence to challenge my argument, be silent. Be silent for now, then. So I need to show evidence of a link between Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover. Your mouth may be silent, but your eyes tell me everything. What is it you want to say? Speak or be silent. It seems Von Karma does not want us to know Gustavia and Dover's real connection. Maybe the connection between those two puts the prosecution at disadvantage? Are we saying that the connection between them is the sculpture? This thing here? Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover should have had something in common. Should enlighten Von Karma of this fact.
Objection!
Prosecutor Von Karma, I'd like you to look at these desserts. The desserts were made for the contest semifinals. Don't you think these two have a particularly impressive design? Just what are you getting at? These two desserts were made by Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover. I wouldn't exactly call Mr. Gustavia's design skills praiseworthy. And yet for the semi-finals, he was able to produce something comparable to Mr. Dover's. Comparable to Mr. Dover's. Furthermore, these two desserts have the exact same flavor.
Objection!
What are you trying to say? I'm saying it's possible, and that they collaborated with each other in their entries. Prosecutor Von Karma, please take a closer look at the desserts. At first glance, they may look completely different. But even though the designs are different, it's clear that they were made from the same materials. Is that so? The same flavor and composition, it's impossible to dismiss their similarity as coincidence. The very existence of these two desserts points to a link between Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover. Since you already know this much, I'll tell you the truth. Did Von Karma know about their collaboration? However, what I'm about to say is not going to help your case at all. If you want to know about Gustavia's and Dover's connection to Batley, I'll tell you. Last night, when I interrogated Gustavia, he told me about his connection with Dover. Until the day before the finals, they worked on their desserts together. Is that it? You knew about their cooperation all this time, didn't you? Why would you conceal the truth?
Objection!
I would appreciate it if you didn't sully my reputation. Until I explain my points in court, I avoid giving away unnecessary details. I was merely saving you time. How can he act like this and keep the truth from us. His concealment of the truth is something I simply cannot ignore.
Von Karma has an earring in his ear. I don't think I've ever noticed that before.
Last night, that was after Mr. Dover's sculptures had melted, right? Yes. Afterwards, I went to interrogate Gustavia personally.
Interrogated by Von Karma? Ugh, sounds scary.
Knowing Mr. Gustavia, I feel like he probably tried to meditate through the interrogation. The moment he closed his eyes, I snapped my fingers like so to show him that no one remains silent in front of me. And did that have any effect? Because of that, I was able to get a perfect confession about his connection with Dover.
Until the day before the finals. So does that mean they didn't work on the finals together, though?
Why do you think Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover collaborated? Why? Because Gustavia had poor design sense and Dover was a novice at baking. Without the help of each other, they would never have made it to a single round. So, what was their mutual goal? Why cooperate until the finals? The finals would be fought tomorrow, Maris Gustavia said, and he ended their collaboration. Gustavia's goal was to obtain the title of the world's greatest pastry chef. It seems his pride as a pastry chef went out in the end.
Victory in the finals would certainly have been hollow had he cheated.
So he believes that their cooperation only went as far as the semifinals. But what if it really continued through the finals? Prosecutor Von Karma.
Yeah, because didn't they say something about it tasting similar again? Maybe not.
Could you explain their cooperation in a little more detail? Concerning your statement about Mr. Gustavia's designs, I've no objections to that.
I have. No objections either. He's got no sense of style.
And I saw him attempting to fashion my likeness with candy. Just thinking about it disgusts me. I actually liked his candy crafting, though. A novice pastry chef and one with no sense of design. It's only natural such pathetic specimens will associate with each other. They cooperated the day before, but not the day itself. It seems highly unnatural, don't you think? What I'm saying is the truth. How unnatural it is matters not. Aren't you unnaturally concealing the very same truth just a minute ago? There must have been a reason he hid this fact from us. Mr. Master said Mr. Dover was the favorite to win at the finals.
Which means he must have still been cooperating with Mr. Gustavia at that time, right?
Yes, that is what I believe. It proves that we still cooperate during the finals.
The only thing I can think of presenting is this.
Objection!
But I don't know why it would be. Yeah.
Exploring interruption, Defense Attorney.
Slap it. Your cooperation amounts to only force and refinement.
This is the only one I didn't press yet. Seems you knew about their real connection all along. Why'd you hide it from us? You never divulge information to mere insects such as yourself so easily. I'm not a fool like that to take it back. Let's just do this. I win. It was because you defied me that I gleaned this information in the first place.
Objection!
I don't know.
Objection!
Oh my goodness. Okay. So I fast forwarded that for you because that was madness. And what I figured out as I was pressing and presenting and things was that he was talking about how I presented that, or sorry, I pressed the comment before again, and I noticed that it only talked about how there is no objection about Gustavia's design sense. But Dover's flavor, like Dover's ability to get for better flavor was good. Like or it was not mentioned. So I was like, well, maybe it's the flavor. So then I looked at this piece of evidence here that had Delicia saying that his sherbet was the most delicious, because that was the whole thing. Like, he was favored to win because it was so delicious. It shouldn't have been so delicious if he was lacking in skill, like they said. So he had to be working with him still. You say that Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover did not collaborate during the finals. That's strange. Delicia testified that Dover's sherbet was the most delicious. Being a novice chef, I doubt he could have done all that by himself. Perhaps the two of them cooperated during the finals as well. Defense attorney. How many times do I have to tell you that Delicia Scone's subjective opinion to not be admitted as evidence? There's still a chance that a novice chef could make something tasty. My wife is an amateur. Yet her cooking rivals that of world-class chefs. How is that not a subjective opinion? Moreover, even if you take this pharmacist's testimony to be true, it changes nothing. She also mentioned that a part of his sherbet was very salty, which means you can hardly call his entry for the finals perfect. I mean, right? What, no more objections? Is there no way I can prove this collaboration? Mr. Edgeworth? There's something that's been bugging me. What is it? The desserts Mr. Dover made for the finals would have taken a long time to make, right? Indeed, they were frozen sculptures after all. How would he have had the time to sculpt it after it was frozen? Let alone help Mr. Gustavia with his design as well. The way I see it, just waiting for the sherbet to freeze would have used up all his time. Just how was he able to make those sherbet sculptures? Raymond, you may have a promising future after all. Is that why it was salty? Oh my goodness. Wait. Thanks to you, I've noticed one more possibility. Did he just eat the compliment? That's right. Mr. Dover's sherbet needed time to freeze properly. And the contestant's time limit would not have been enough. The method Mr. Dover used to make sherbet within the time limit was prepared in advance. It was frozen on that day. They weren't desserts. It was prepared in advance? If the sherbet was prepared in advance, all he needed to do was sculpt it. Just what are you mumbling about? Please excuse me, I finally realized your earlier view. was correct.
Huh? Mr. Edgeworth?
What are you doing? Oh, so you're finally admitting defeat. No. All I'm admitting to is the truth of one of your statements. Dover and Gustavia's collaboration lasted only until the day before the finals. It is exactly as you said. They only collaborated until the day before the finals. The sculptures in Mr. Dover's room were all made out of sherbet. Such an amount would most likely need to be left overnight to freeze, which means Mr. Gustavia prepared Mr. Dover's sherbet in advance the day before. That's right, so you realize Gustavia's cooperation ended the day before the finals. Then why did Mr. Dover not help Mr. Gustavia in return? The fuse of the dead are of no concern.
Objection!
If you aren't going to answer that, I'll need to get in touch with Mr. Gustavia himself. Or was your interrogation not quite as thorough as you claim? You ingrate. You dare mock me. That was not my intention, but I do have a problem with your attitude. I want you to give us a clear reason why we can't speak to Mr. Gustavia in person. Clear reason. Gustavia and Dover's collaboration has no bearing on this case.
Objection!
You claim their collaboration is irrelevant? That Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover's relationship had turned sour. It could serve as a move for murder. You're saying that Gustavia and Dover's collaboration was linked to the motive for murder. If that were the case, then why did he not conceal it? After all, we found out about the collaboration from Gustavia himself. If you really are a lawyer, show us evidence that gives us reason to suspect Gustavia. Only one of Mr. Gustavia's actions has been suspicious so far. Doubtless von Karma already knows this fact. This may be a trap. What's wrong, defense attorney? Not going to answer. But I mustn't back down now. Mr. Gustavia sneaked into Mr. Dover's room. His reasons for this are completely unclear. But the very fact that he secretly entered the victim's room is reason enough to suspect him. If that's the extent of it, I can dispel those doubts. I knew it. It was a trap after all. I was intending to save this for the courtroom, but I'll make a special exception. We wouldn't want to prolong the trial with unnecessary information, would we? Take a look at this. The kids. They were talking about Gustavia's son. This is a photo of Gustavia and Dover and their sons. Gustavia entered Dover's room in order to steal this photo. To steal the photo. It seems their sons attended the same elementary school. Apparently, he thought he'd be suspected if people found out he and Dover were acquainted. Yes, just like you're doing now. There is nothing suspicious about Gustavia's actions. No further room for argument. He's still adamant on not letting us meet with Mr. Gustavia. I have an investigation to return to. I have no more time to waste on the likes of you.
Curse that Von Karma calling us a waste of time. What should we do, Mr. Edgeworth? At this rate, Master Jeff will be...
Von Karma is busy. Of course, why would he be so busy? Both the body and murder weapon have been found, and he already has a suspect. The police should have more than enough evidence to prove Mr. Master's guilt. If that's the case, then why is Von Karma still investigating the crime scene?
Mr. Edgeworth? Is there something wrong?
It seems I've been overlooking a matter of vital importance. Considering that he already has the evidence he needs to convict Mr. Master, I feel that Von Karma isn't as composed as he should be. He didn't even tell Detective Bad the full results of the investigation. Karma's a bit on edge. He still hasn't received the autopsy reports. The body is missing. That's why it's in the fountain in the future. Something vanished from the crime scene and we still don't know why. The bloodstain has vanished. And his blood was not found in Mr. Masters' room. But the strangest thing I found wasn't in Mr. Masters' room at all. Mr. Dover's blood vanished from Mr. Masters' room and somehow found its way into the fountain. What does this mean? Let's link it together and find out. Although the victim's blood wasn't found in Mr. Masters' room, it was detected in the water fountain. There'd be no need for the killer to conceal the bloodstains after the body was found. It's unnatural that only the bloodstains that were found with the body disappeared. Unless the body was moved, the blood would still have remained on the chocolate. Don't tell me. Someone removed the body and then erased the bloodstains. Yeah, the body's missing. It's possible that the body was removed from the crime scene, and the autopsy report still has not arrived. Although we have a murder weapon and a suspect, we don't know much about the body. I've been investigating under the assumption that the body had been discovered. Perhaps this assumption was wrong from the very beginning. Why didn't Von Karma give Detective Bad the autopsy report? To understand that, yes, I must turn my logic around. My thinking shouldn't be why is Von Karma hiding information about the body, but rather what if Von Karma doesn't even have the information to begin with? What happens if I think of it like that? It's possible that the body wasn't removed by the police for autopsy. It was moved and hidden by the real killer. Mr. Edgeworth! I've heard many dark rumors surrounding Von Karma. He's a prosecutor who forges evidence, fabricates testimonies, and makes backroom deals. Yeah, I've heard that too. But what does that have to do with this? I try to avoid judging others based on rumors, and I didn't let those rumors influence my opinion on Von Karma until today. It seems he's a man who would distort the truth. Distort the truth? You don't mean forgery? I do. And I can't allow him to get away with this. I must return to the prosecutor's office for now. Not a word to that attorney. Roger.
Hold it!
What do you want, defense attorney? I want to know the truth that you've been hiding. Fool, are you trying to mislead the police investigation again? If you interfere with the investigation anymore, I'll be forced to reprimand you myself.
Objection!
Police, no. My objection is legal. What? Isn't it a prosecutor's job to ensure justice for criminals? What are you saying? I have no time to debate the job of a prosecutor with you. However, I will tell you one thing. My job is to ensure all those I prosecute are found guilty. Before the perfect proof, there can be no room for doubt.
Objection!
And to find that perfect proof, you would even stoop to forgery? I was wondering what you were going on about. You intend to accuse me of forgery, don't you? Yes. And it's for that reason you did not allow Detective Bad to investigate. What do you mean? The real reason Detective Bad wasn't investigating was not so he could keep an eye on us. It was to hide the fact that you never found the body. What? They never found the body?
Objection!
You creepers. You will cease with these such ludicrous accusations. I will not tolerate any further insults.
In that case, let us verify the body. If you do, we will have evidence that shows whether I am right or not.
Burning of proof falls on you, defense attorney. I have no reason to comply with your baseless conjecture.
Objection!
You must have noticed it too, the lack of blood stains at the crime scene. So why did the blood vanish? And more importantly, where did it go?
Foolishness. Why would anyone erase just the blood in the chest that contained the body?
Yes, that's exactly right. If the body had been found there, the disappearing blood stains would have no meaning at all. However, what if the body was already gone? To erase the traces of the body being there, one would have to get rid of the blood stains as well.
Why make such a fuss over those blood stains? It seems like a trivial detail to me. Or are you saying that you can show me where those blood stains went?
In court, everything must be said with evidence. Isn't that right, Von Karma? In that case, I'll show you the evidence supporting my claim. Wait a second. It was in the fountain. It was in the fountain. Oh, here it is.
Take that!
There were traces of the victim's blood found in the fountain. Traces of Mr. Masters' chocolate were also found in this very fountain. In other words, the blood was washed down the stream, which then flowed into the fountain. All of this points to only one possibility. After the body was removed, someone erased the bloodstains. Von Karma, where was the body really found? If you really found the body, you should be able to answer.
How did you know this information? How do you know the results of the water composition test in the fountain?
Because I allowed them to investigate.
That was a thorn in my side.
From here on out, I will not allow you to associate any further with this case.
It's not like you were letting me do much anyway.
Von Karma, you still haven't answered my question. Or are you admitting to the fact that you didn't find the body after all?
You say I never found the body. Where's your evidence? It's never going to confess. I have nothing further to say to you. Gregory Edgeworth, this matter will be decided in court. I'll see just how well your logic holds up there.
Von Karma, I know your methods are wrong. I promise without fail, I'll expose the truth you've hidden. At the very least, he does get that strike against him. Forever tarnishing his perfect record. Detective Bad, I'm sorry, it's because you let me investigate that. No, this was bound to happen. Sooner or later. This is also the first time I've been restricted in my investigating. Your theory that they never found the body sounds pretty close to the mark. That I will make clear in court. If there's anything I can do to help, even though I'm no longer in charge for this case. And then, though I'm very sorry about this, I have one more favor to ask of you. Hey, what are you guys whispering about? I want to know too! This will be my trump card in court. The information I've gathered up until now should be enough to prove Mr. Masters' innocence. But if all else fails, I'll have this ready. Your trump card. You'll see in the trial. Wow, I get to be at the trial too? Of course. You are my assistant after all. I'll be an ace attorney too next year. Von Karma will never beat the two of us. Alright. Although I hope to clear Mr. Masters' name before you become a lawyer. If Von Karma is to be my opponent, I'll want the trial ended in a day. That's right. We have to save Master Jeff as fast as we can. After all, this is you we're talking about. I'm sure you'll beat Von Karma. Jeff Master, alone in a dark cell,
Arrested on false charges. I must expose Von Karma's lies if I'm to save him. He did not save him, but he did expose some lies. So, you know, that's nice. Man, sorry I got tripped up there this time, but I think we're all good. A little bit longer one today, back to like the hour long recordings. So yeah, it's just really sad because you know what happens, and you know that he isn't successful. He doesn't win the trial, and everything that happens after. And you do know that he did in fact get that strike on Von Karma. So there is that. Of course, that also became the motive for murder. So there's also that. Yeah, no. I am struggling to say anything. Anyway, I think we're going to be going back to the present, finishing out this case. Maybe there's only one end. Maybe there's only one part left. But I don't know, because we still don't know a lot about the present case. And we barely know anything about this past case. But the body has been found. There it is. It was in the fountain. Don't know how long it's been in there, but that's kind of crazy. So I guess next time we'll find out what exactly happened there. So I will talk to you guys then.